tells me that there might be a deal behind doors, behind closed doors. There might be a deal. You think about the members that were expelled within the African National Congress. Most of these people, man, were expelled for far less. The likes of Julius Malema, man, these people were expelled for far less. Julius Malema never started a party and said that this party is going to campaign against the African National Congress. No, he didn't go this far. Everyone didn't go this far. Isma Khashule, he never went this far.
Former President Jacob Zuma is the only presidential candidate of the MK party. Ructions have already reportedly started in the party between those who registered MK and former President Jacob Zuma. MK Youth Interim Leader Bonginkosi Khanyile says the issue of former President Jacob Zuma being the presidential candidate is closed.
The only man we are voting for in the MK in these coming elections, officially for the first time to the public, we are unveiling it. It is Jacob Gedyayihlekisa Mhlanganyelwa Zuma.
Man, these people, they want the trouble. MK doesn't want South Africa to go to the elections. MK will do everything in their power to make sure that South Africans do not cast their votes. Jacob Zuma and his friends, when they started this Umkhonto weSizwe thing, I mean, they knew that African National Congress was going to come back swinging. They knew that African National Congress was going to take them to the courts. They knew African National Congress was going to accuse them of stealing their intellectual property. Right now, IEC told Jacob Zuma that we are not going to allow you to run as the presidential candidate for MK. And guess what? The MK comes out and they announces Jacob Zuma as the presidential candidate. So it tells you one thing, that these people, they want trouble. These people, they don't want the South Africans to go to the polls. I mean, for the longest time right now, MK has threatened the South Africans that if the court agrees with African National Congress, if the court says that IEC must deregister this political party, then no one is going to the polls, no one is going to vote. But I think the writing is already on the wall that the courts are going to side with African National Congress. The courts are going to tell IEC that you guys were wrong to register this political party. The courts are going to tell Jacob Zuma and his friends that, man, you were wrong to name this political party with Umkhonto weSizwe. Guys, today we are going back to conspiracy theory. Today, it is conspiracy theory day. Everything that I'm going to say on this program is nothing but conspiracy theory. You remember when Jacob Zuma announced this Umkhonto weSizwe? Jacob Zuma said that he is not competing against the African National Congress. He is trying to renew the African National Congress. Jacob Zuma still goes around and tells people that I'm still a loyal member of the African National Congress. And the ANC never expelled Zuma. The ANC only suspended Jacob Zuma, but they never expelled Jacob Zuma for doing this. The ANC has expelled a lot of members within the party for doing far less, but Jacob Zuma, he is directly telling the people of South Africa not to vote for the African National Congress, but to vote for MK. But for some reason, the African National Congress does not want to expel Jacob Zuma. Guys, today is conspiracy theory day. The reason why MK is working so hard for South Africans not to go to the polls is because MK is working with African National Congress. It is not MK that does not want the people to go to the polls. It is not MK that wants South Africa to be chaos. It is actually the African National Congress. Because if you sit down and think about this whole thing, if MK manages to disrupt the elections, who is going to win? Who will be the biggest winner if these elections are maybe pushed back because there's chaos in the country? The African National Congress. It is the African National Congress. And the fact that Jacob Zuma is still the member of the African National Congress, despite everything that he's doing to this party, it tells you that these people are working together. I know that some people will come and say, Thomas, you are talking nonsense. There is no way that Jacob Zuma is working with African National Congress. And my response to that will be, why can't the African National Congress expel Jacob Zuma? Why can't the African National Congress expel Jacob Zuma? President Ramaphosa came out and said that all of these people that are busy instigating violence, something will be done about them. But there is no evidence about that, because there is nothing that has been done about these people who are telling South Africans that you guys will not go to the polls. There is nothing that has been done. This guy that you are seeing on your screen, he is not the first person to come out and threaten South Africans and tell South Africans that you guys are not going to the polls. You remember a couple of days ago, that gentleman from MK, he said that there is going to be civil war in South Africa. Nothing has been done about that. That man has never been arrested. That man has never been brought in for questioning. And this guy over here, he comes out and he says that we are going to disrupt anything. Even the army is not going to stop us. Ramaphosa can deploy all the military. Ramaphosa can deploy all the policemen in South Africa. There is nothing that is going to stop MK. So who is going to be the biggest winner if MK actually succeeds with these plans of theirs? It is the African National Congress. It is the African National Congress. Guys, I don't want to drop my guard. I don't want to end up being in this whole mess that the African National Congress is fighting with MK. African National Congress is working with MK. African National Congress is working with MK, because if you think about it, man, it's a meticulous plan. Because if you are going to name a political party with Umkhonto weSizwe, knowing very well that the African National Congress is going to take you to the courts, and knowing very well the courts are going to say you are wrong for naming your political party Umkhonto weSizwe, and still promising people violence if the courts say that you are wrong for using the name Umkhonto weSizwe, then there is a plan right there. There is a plan right there. So I don't want the South Africans to be confused. I know that many people right now are confused in the country that what the hell is MK trying to do? Because at the end of the day, it looks like these people, like the thing that they want, they don't want the South Africans to go to the polls. They don't want the South Africans to go and cast their votes. This is one thing that MK wants. And if MK succeeds, the African National Congress is going to say you are welcome. African National Congress is going to say you are welcome. I won't be even surprised if Ramaphosa does not even deploy the military to stop these people. I won't be surprised if the African National Congress does not deploy SAPS to stop these people. Because at the end of the day, they are the ones who are going to benefit if MK actually succeeds. If MK succeeds, the African National Congress is going to benefit. Ramaphosa cannot wait to come out and say, guys, this year we cannot host the elections. Let's push back the elections until next year in February. This is their plan, guys. This is their plan. And many people are failing to see that, man. Many people are failing to see that, man. It frustrates me when I see people all over the place arguing about ANC and MK. Jacob Zuma told you that this MK, it is African National Congress. The African National Congress that has been run by Ramaphosa, it is the fake African National Congress. But this Umkhonto weSizwe, it is the real African National Congress. This is what Jacob Zuma told us. Jacob Zuma told us that the MK is not going to compete with the African National Congress because MK is the African National Congress. He has told you that he does not want to destroy the African National Congress, but he wants to renew the African National Congress. It is their plan. It is their plan. It is their plan. I can't believe that so many people are oblivious to that. I can't believe that many people are choosing sides between MK and the ANC. But at the end of the day, people are choosing ANC. Just like right now, the people who are going to go out and cast their vote for MK, if the court does not scrap the MK from the ballot, people will go out and vote for MK. But guess what? Voting for MK is equal as voting for the African National Congress, because even the people who started the party told you that this is the real African National Congress. They told you. So the MK supporters must not be surprised when they hear that Jacob Zuma and his friends have decided to donate their votes to the African National Congress to have the majority. The supporters of MK, they must not be surprised, because it will be their ignorance. It will be their ignorance. But right now, I'm talking with rational South Africans. I'm saying, guys, this is their plan. It is their plan. This MK is working with African National Congress, because I think at the end of the day, what they want, they don't want the South Africans to go to the polls. They don't want the South Africans to go to the polls. Guys, everything that I'm saying right now is nothing but conspiracy theory. You are welcome to come. As much I know that I said that people cannot come on the platform and say that I'm wrong. Today I am not wrong, I am not right. But you are welcome to come and say that my conspiracy theory is nonsense. But I am not going to believe anyone at this point, because if MK succeeds, it's not like the courts are going to say, oh, the African National Congress, you need to step on the side and allow MK or allow the Democratic Alliance to be the one governing the country. No, that is not how it's going to happen. You remember that guy who came out and said that we must postpone the election. You remember that Madala who came out and said that we must postpone the elections so that we can have the conversations in the country about what we want. I came on the platform and I said, guys, these people are simply trying to provide cover for the African National Congress. These people are trying to provide cover for the ANC. Because if South Africans, they say that, okay, it's fine, let's postpone the elections, who are going to be the biggest winner? If South Africans say, yes, we are going to postpone the elections, African National Congress are going to be the biggest winners. They are going to be the biggest winners. So right now, these people are literally working for the African National Congress in front of our eyes, because the ANC does not want the people to go to the polls. I think the African National Congress, they know how the people are feeling about the party right now. I think the African National Congress, they can predict how many people are actually going to vote for them in these upcoming elections. And I think the arrogant ANC members, they don't want to deal with the reality of actually looking at how people will be voting in 2024. So this party, it is actually doing the bidding for the African National Congress. It is doing the evil bidding for the African National Congress. It is doing the evil bidding for the African National Congress. And South Africans will be the ones who are going to lose. South Africans are going to lose, because for the longest time, South Africans have said that, yeah, we want to vote out the African National Congress. South Africans said that, man, in 2024, it is going to be the first year African National Congress is not going to win in majority. African National Congress is not going to win. We win in majority. The polls are saying that the African National Congress is going to get anything from like 35 to 40%. I don't think the ANC members actually want to face that. I don't think the beneficiaries of the African National Congress actually want to face African National Congress getting like 40%. But if they are going to concord this MK so that the elections can be postponed, I think African National Congress is okay with that. So these people are working with African National Congress. MK party is working with African National Congress. There's a reason why Ramaphosa pardoned Jacob Zuma. Ramaphosa pardoned Jacob Zuma so that he can start this MK, so that they can initiate chaos into the country, and so that the elections can be postponed. This is what I'm saying. And guys, I am not saying this is a fact. I am saying everything that I'm saying right now is nothing but conspiracy theory. It's nothing but conspiracy theory. So I am not right. I do not have any evidence for anything that I'm saying right now. I don't want people to come on the platform and say, Thomas, what is your evidence for saying all of those things? I do not have the evidence for saying all of these things. I am just saying that everything that I'm saying on this program is nothing but conspiracy theory. And my conspiracy theory tells me that the African National Congress is working with the MK, because the African National Congress does not want the people of this country to go to the polls. The African National Congress does not want to go into coalition with anyone. The African National Congress thought that they will always be the most favored party in South Africa, but they're starting to realize that South Africans are waking up to their nonsense. Many people are going to other political parties. Many people do not want to vote for the African National Congress anymore, so they don't want to face that reality. So Ramaphosa, Jacob Zuma, they worked out on a deal that, Jacob Zuma, we knew that you were guilty, you are supposed to stay in jail, but I am going to release you. And if I release you, you are going to start a political party, you are going to name it Umkhonto weSizwe, you are going to steal the logo from the African National Congress, we are going to take you to the courts, and you are going to come out and say that if the courts say that I am right, there's going to be chaos in South Africa. IEC will tell you that, Jacob Zuma, you cannot campaign as the presidential candidate for MK, but still you're going to come out and announce Jacob Zuma as the running presidential candidate of MK, and tell anyone who dares says anything about it to feel the wrath of MK. These people are working together, man. These people are working together. I cannot get it past my head, man. I cannot get, like, I do not want to get into that. You see that frenzy of MK versus ANC. I don't want to get into that, because when I see MK, I see ANC. The fact that the ANC hasn't done anything about the man who is literally campaigning them, it tells me that there might be a deal behind doors, behind closed doors. There might be a deal. You think about the members that were expelled within the African National Congress. Most of these people, man, were expelled for far less. The likes of Julius Malema, man, these people were expelled for far less. Julius Malema never started a party and said that this party is going to campaign against the African National Congress. No, he didn't go this far. Everyone didn't go this far. Isma Khashule, he never went this far. He never went this far. But Jacob Zuma, here he is, decampaigning the African National Congress, going around telling people not to vote for the African National Congress, still claiming to be the member of the African National Congress. Ramaphosa doing nothing about it. MK members coming out and threatening South Africans, telling South Africans that you guys are not going to vote. Nothing has been done about those people. Some people, man, these people are even speaking about the civil war. They are speaking about the civil war. The only thing that the president has done is to come out and say that, yeah, we are going to arrest those people. We're going to put them behind bars. We are not going to allow these people to actually infringe with our democracy. But there is nothing that has been done. There's nothing that has been done, because if we lived in a sane country, people like Bongiko Sekanyile, people like Visvin Reddy, these people would be behind bars today. These people who are talking about a civil war, these people who are talking about disrupting the elections, these people who are talking and telling South Africans that South Africans are not going to go to the polls, these people were supposed to be behind bars. But it looks like these people are free. They are still free to go out and spew their nonsense. The same person who said that there was going to be civil war in South Africa, later that day, the same person was on the mainstream media telling South Africans that, guys, if the courts say that the African National Congress is right, if the courts actually say that we stole the intellectual property of the ANC, then we are going to cause a civil war. He came out and doubled down. He came out and doubled down. This man that you are seeing on your screen, he told you yesterday that even the army is not going to stop us. The army is not going to stop us. They can deploy as much as they want. They are not going to they are not going to stop us. But we are telling South Africans that they are not going to go. They are not going to go to the polls. I believe this is the plan of the African National Congress for South Africans not to go to the polls. It is the plan. It is the plan of the African National Congress not to have South Africans going to the polls. It is not a coincidence that at the beginning of the year, they were talking about postponing the elections. You remember at the beginning of the year, there was that debate about postponing the elections. And right now, they are saying, no, we are going to disrupt the elections. These people, they know that IEC told them that if Jacob Zuma cannot run as the presidential candidate, IEC told them directly that these are the reasons why we say that Jacob Zuma is not going to run as the presidential candidate for MK. But they still come out and announce Jacob Zuma as the presidential candidate and have the audacity to say that if anyone opposes to this, then no one is going to the polls. You must remember that if these people succeed, the African National Congress are going to be the biggest winners. The ANC is going to be the biggest winners. If the elections this year are postponed, the African National Congress are going to be the biggest winners.
I must repeat this so that it can sink to everyone. The official presidential candidate of MK, we have resolved, and with this position, we are not engageable. We are not open for any engagements. Don't call us in hotels at night. Don't call us in clubs at night. Don't buy us nice things and try to woo us for any engagements. We are unavailable.
Because these people, guys, are openly advocating for violence. They are openly advocating for violence. Just like last time, you remember at the July 2021 unrest, people begged Jacob Zuma to come out and say, guys, please stop it. People begged Jacob Zuma, please, can you tell the people to slow down? Can you tell the people not to stop destroying the infrastructure? These people are destroying people's jobs. Right now, as we speak, there are people in KZN who are unemployed because of the 2021 unrest. A lot of people are sitting at home unemployed because of 2021 unrest. Right now, you have people talking about the civil war. And Jacob Zuma is not coming out to say, no, guys, this is not how we want our democracy. This is not how we want our democracy. Jacob Zuma, again, is nowhere to be found. Is nowhere to be found. The same Jacob Zuma that has been paraded to be this messiah of MK, the same Jacob Zuma that has been paraded as the never doing wrong Jacob Zuma. Where is he to condemn all of this? Where is Jacob Zuma to condemn all of this? He is nowhere to be found. He is nowhere to be found. And I think Ramaphosa only condemned this because people were pressing him and say that, guys, oh, like the president, what the hell are you saying? But the president coming out and saying that these people are going to be put to jail, and the fact that nothing has been done about these people, guys, we need to start thinking about these things. We need to start thinking about these things. And guys, please do not try to hold me accountable, because I said that everything that I'm saying on this episode is nothing but conspiracy theory. It's nothing but conspiracy theory. They are openly advocating for violence. I think right now they have made it clear they don't want the South Africans to go to the polls. They don't want the South Africans to go to the polls. So what is it exactly that MK is going to benefit if South Africans do not go to the polls? That is the question that you should ask yourselves. That is one question that the South Africans need to ask themselves. What is it that the MK is going to benefit if South Africans do not go to the polls? They are not going to benefit anything. But if you look at the African National Congress, they are going to benefit everything. They are going to benefit everything. They want the elections to be postponed. They don't want to deal with the reality that many people in the country right now, they despise them. They don't want to deal with the fact that many people in the country right now, they hate African National Congress. So if these people, if these idiots are going to come out and help them to postpone the elections by openly advocating for violence, the African National Congress is happy about this. The ANC is happy about this, because if the ANC was not happy about this, these characters would be behind bars. These people would be behind bars. Jacob Zuma would be held accountable. That, can you hear what your members of your party are saying? What are you saying about all of these things that the members of your party are saying? No one is holding Jacob Zuma accountable. No one is holding Bonginkosi Kanyile accountable. No one is holding Mr. Reddy accountable for everything that they are saying. So I want the South Africans to be very careful. Before you play this ANC versus MK thing, I want you to be very careful and think about what I'm saying. That there's a huge possibility that these people are working together. I know that I don't have any evidence for saying all of these things, because it is nothing but conspiracy theory. But I want the South Africans, before they even participate in this whole ANC versus MK thing, to think about it. To think about it. What is it that the MK is going to benefit? What are they going to benefit if we do not go to the polls? What are they going to benefit? Guys, please tell me what you think on the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Maba, so I will see you next time. Bye-bye.